welcome to class. I'm your favorite online tutor, Precious. So today I'll be teaching you how to cut handkerchief flare. It is very important. Handkerchief flare is very beautiful and gives nice fitting. So for this class, I'm going to be using a miniature dress form, but all the formulas, all the techniques I'll be teaching you is the same thing you apply as to a regular adult dress. I'll be explaining that to us when we're cutting the flare. We'll be cutting it directly on the fabric. So before we get into the class, I'd like to take you through how to take accurate body measurement. Of course, you know your accurate body measurement is what brings about a perfect fit. So I'm going to be working with my miniature dress form. This is a size 8 in total. So the waist measurement is 13.5. I want you to see the way I take measurements. When you're taking measurements, you just need these 2 fingers. You don't want to add more to your measurement. So I need the accurate waist measurement. This is 13.5. Make sure you take this measurement firmly. You can also go ahead and tie the waistline. That's the tiniest or the smallest part of your waist. It depends. If you want to attach a band to this, you can also attach a band. Just be flexible. Let me just put it that way with it. You can attach a band, you can make it bandless, you can attach it to a gown. Okay, so the next we'll do is to take your accurate length. Now, because it's an handkerchief flare, it has those parts that drops like so. So you can choose how long you want it to drop. Sometimes it might drop like 10 inches longer, 5, but 5 is the maximum of 10 inches and above. So first of all, let's assume your real length is going to get to your knee line. So you measure from your waist to knee. So I'm going to record 9 inches for it. So for yours, standard knee measurement is between 17 and 18 inches. In fact, from 15 inches depends on your height. So it depends on how you want it to drop. This kind of flare can also be used on the waistline as peplum. It will drop on the waist like so as well. So we'll continue. We've recorded the measurement. I've told you how to take your waist and your length, and I've explained that this flare can be put on the waist, on the as peplum. It can be on your knee. It can be a full gown. It can also be on your sleeve as well. So let's get into our tutorial. Okay, soulmate. So to cut our handkerchief flare, you need any fabric of your choice first of all. So I'll be using the mathematical formula, which is pi to get the radius of a circle. That formula makes it so easy. You don't need to do the other way that they say fold into 4, fold into 8. I'll also teach you in this class how to manage your fabric. So what we'll do is we'll be doing the formula to get 360 degrees flare is 6.28. So we'll be using 6.28 and we'll be multiplying it. We're dividing it by the waist. So the waist we have is 13.5 divided by 6.28. So that will give me 2.14. But I can just make it 2.5 for the radius. 2.14, sorry, 2.25. Just adding a little because 2.14 is almost 2.25. So what we'll do next is I have 2.25 plus 11, okay? So I will calculate 2.25 plus 11. So it will give me 13.14. Can you see? So 13.14 is my length including the radius, just to save fabric. So what I will do is I want to show you how you can manage your fabric. So I'll measure my 13.14. I'll just approximate it to 14 just in case, and then I'll place it on fold like so. I'm just showing you because to fold 360 degrees flare is also very important. Can you see? I've placed it on fold into 2. At this point, if you want, you can also remeasure. Okay, you can remeasure. Now have it at the back of your mind. Remember, this is an handkerchief flare. If you want yours to be longer, you can even make this one up to 15. You can just add more to it because of those down parts that will come down to form the handkerchief. So I'm going to make it 15 here as well, and then I will place this on fold. So it is this easy. So when you've gotten this and you can place it on fold this way, you're good to go there. So I've placed it on fold into 4. Can you see? So the next I will do is to impute my radius and desired length, and then we'll apply our handkerchief techniques. Alright ladies, so you can see that our fabric is unfolding to fold. So what you want to do next is to make sure it's really laying flat and smooth like this. Make sure no part is packing, make sure you arrange everything. So the next thing we'll do is to impute the radius. Remember we got 2.14, but I said I was going to be using 2.25, that is 2 1/4. You can just do those little approximation because of zipper, just add a little bit to it, so that is why I did that. So I'm going to be imputing the radius. So what you want to do is the radius is from this apex, this sharp point, whatever value you got after you divided it by 6.28, that is what you will impute to the down part. So I will just mark across like so. Can you see? So after I've marked it across, the next I will do is to impute my length. Remember the length is 11 inches. So I'll mark my 11 inches here. So I'll mark the 11 inches now, and then I'll continue. You just keep doing it like so until you mark it all the way round. Alright, so you see I've already marked the 11. Now it is this easy, okay? And of course some people might say handkerchief, it means a lot. It's not everybody that knows how to do it. So the next we want to do, remember I said 5 inches is the standard. You can do as much as you want. It's minimum of 5 inches, maximum of 10, you can do as much. So I'm thinking I really want this to drop, but let me do 5 because it's a miniature. I'm just even still using the normal. So what I want you to take note is this angle. You can't do it from this angle, it all just has to be from this angle. Please soulmate, I need you to take note. So I'm going to mark my 5 inches. Now remember one thing, make sure it is straight. Make sure it's straight this way. From this apex is a straight line. If you want, you can use a ruler. If you want, it's not compulsory, but I'm just telling you that the ruler might make it easy for you. So what I will do now is I would also, at this point you need a ruler if you cannot mark a straight line on your own. So I will connect it like so, using my tape measure to this angle. Can you see? And then I will also connect this part here. Don't forget that your seam allowance should be inclusive on the length of your fabric. So now that I've added my seam, I just assume, because remember this is an illustration, so in all what we need to get is just this 4 corner sharpness, but we need your actual length here, center, front, or by the time we hang it on the dress form, you'll see. And then you can also make a design of it. It's not compulsory it lays straight, you can make it a little bit curvy, just feel free to play around it. So that is what I'm going to do now. So what I'll do next is to cut it out, and then we'll do a test fitting of it on our dress form. Alright, soulmate, so now that I've gotten it, I will cut. Now if you're not too sure of yourself when cutting, you need to secure down with pins, and it also depends on the fabric you're using. So I'll cut it out now. See, you have to be careful when you're cutting, and while cutting try and avoid lifting your fabric up. So I'm done. I do not need the other part of this fabric, so it's time for me to cut the radius. Okay, so you make sure it's arranged properly, and then remember I said this is not okay for you to do, just place your hand on it and then cut. So I'm cutting out the radius, and that is it. And this is what our handkerchief flare looks like when we're done. So you can style it anyhow you want. You can even be creative with it. So I'm going to put it on the dress form so that we'll see what we've been working on. So this is it, and you can see how beautiful it turned out. You can see that for a gown it is really looking beautiful. You see where I said 5 inches is okay. So imagine if I had done more than 5 inches. So for you to know how to gauge it, you can actually get your knee length. This is like the knee length, or where you want it to stop, and you can now determine from there how long you want the handkerchief effect. So you can see the center front, that is the actual length. The part that is the actual length, I place it directly on the center front, and the place that has the handkerchief, I placed it down. So actually use this small trim to cover the waistline to show you, this is so beautiful. If you want to know how to make the upper bodies, I've done a detailed paper illustration of it on our Facebook page, and then I just added a little bit of pleats on the waist just to give it more fullness, and you can see the back part of it. So this is it. It's not compulsory you place your handkerchief this way. You can also place it center front and center back, it depends. It can fold any which way. You can make it a 2-layer and all. Till we meet again, don't forget to feel free to ask questions. You just learned how to cut a 360 degrees flare. I am Precious, your favorite online tutor. Love you, bye.